Hey, Dr. Bruce Feldman, FeldMed Limitless Healing. You walk into a room and you get a good vibe or a bad vibe. What is that? Well, it turns out you create an electromagnetic field, right? We're all making vibrations simply by being alive. So when two fields interact, they do a couple of things. They can either enhance each other, synergy, or they can interfere with each other. And every interaction that we have, whether conscious or unconscious, has a consequence. And we talked about this before with regard to epigenetics, right? Everything that you do changes your gene expression, every action, interaction, etc. What's interesting is that your heart generates its own electromagnetic field, right? Your brain does too, but it turns out that your heart has 10 times the electromagnetic field of your brain. Maybe that's why they call the heart is the heart of everything, right? Leading with your heart seems to make everything smoother. At least that's what people say. Well, why is that? Well, it's interesting because the traditional Chinese health practitioners have always said that you should start with your heart. Well, there's a technology called heart math, which is really a breathing technique where you learn to breathe through your heart. And it sounds crazy, but it allows your head and your heart to come into coherence. When the heart is in charge, right? Because it turns out that there are more signals going from your heart to your brain than from your brain to your heart. So that would suggest maybe the heart really is in charge. Well, if your heart is in charge, you'd kind of like them to work together. What does it look like when you measure that out, right? Well, here are two graphs. The top one is incoherence, and the bottom one is coherence. Well, obviously, it doesn't take a genius to look at these graphs and say, hey, I think I want the bottom one. Well, it turns out that the emotional states that are associated with these, not surprisingly, the red one is frustration, incoherent, right? Your head and your heart are not working together. When you're coherent, that is reflecting an emotion of appreciation and gratitude. Now, when you utilize the technology known as heart math, with simple training, you can actually change how your body functions. And essentially what you're doing is you're raising the parasympathetic tone, meaning the calm, relaxation kind of piece, versus the fight or flight scenario, right? So coherence leads to better outcomes. This chart shows you how profound that can be. And what that translates to is lower blood pressure, lower heart attacks, chronic stress, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to learn more about heart math, I'm happy to talk to you about that. And we'll talk to you soon.